Hey, welcome back to Two Old Geeks Talking. I'm Rob,
I'm Trace.
and today we'll be discussing Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry
Now,
Potter.
you're a huge Harry Potter fan.
Huge, I enjoyed it. Really did enjoy him.
Well,
Huge, maybe not, but still a fan.
yeah, but for me personally, I didn't read any of the books. Did you read any of the books?
No.
But I did watch all the movies. And I enjoyed them, but it just never really did click with me too much. It's like, I took a cruise once, went to the Bahamas, had a fantastic time.
Okay.
I recommend it to anybody, but I have no desire whatsoever to take another cruise or go back to the Bahamas. And that's kind of the way it is with Harry Potter. I think I recommend it to anybody, but I have no desire to go back and watch those movies over and over and over again, like I did, say, a lot of the Star Wars and stuff like that. So.
Well, there's a lot of people, a lot of the fans out there that are big Harry Potter fans.
It was a big deal to a big generation.
Yeah, for a whole generation, and then because the very first books came out in 1997, and they sold like over $15 billion worth of revenue.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, and not just here in the U.S., but in other countries as well. What we're going to cover isn't so much the books; it's going to be more of the movies.
Yeah,
and some of the stuff that ties into the movies.
Now, I really enjoyed the first movie, but then after that, I just kind of, even though I watched them, it just seemed to become long and drawn out, convoluted for me.
I think because the first movie, The Sorcerer's Stone, was basically setting up the characters.
Yeah.
And it was and I think the first book did well as far as grasping the audience. So did this first movie as well. Basically, it's about an 11-year-old boy named Harry Potter, and he's learning of his heritage of being a part of a magical family, and how he was accepted into Hogwarts. I know somebody told me actually today, okay, you got a young boy whose parents died. He's being raised by his aunt and uncle. They don't like the fact that he has powers. They try to keep that hidden from him. A guy with a beard comes and tells him that, he has powers and tries to train him in the ways, which pretty much sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, what amazed me is like in the first couple of movies, Harry didn't do a whole lot of magic.
No.
In the first few movies.
Well, there in the first part, a lot of it is either he didn't know it because he hadn't been trained yet, or because a lot of magicians outside of Hogwarts aren't allowed to do magic out amongst the Muggles.
Yeah.
A Muggle's basically a person who, like you and me, we don't know anything about magic. We don't use magic.
No, I'm definitely a Muggle.
Right? That doesn't say Muggles can't become wizards, but normally they're clueless. So the first movie came out in 2001. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah, they just got through having a reunion on HBO Max.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got them all together, and it was pretty daggone good. The only thing that I didn't get to see it, but I've heard that J.K. Rowling wasn't on it.
Yeah, J.K., she said some stuff and offended a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they tried to, they're big into the cancel culture now.
Right.
So I don't think that it really to me, you're entitled to your opinion.
Right.
And if some little small group doesn't like it, who cares? What difference does it make? When we make these videos, I give my opinion, he gives his opinion. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree.
Right.
But the thing is, we always get along. J.K., you know how much money J.K. Rowling's made off those books?
Yeah.
It's over $800 million.
Yeah, right.
So, so she's sitting there counting her money, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. They're like, hey, J.K., one of the things you said offended a group. Oh, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million.
Well,
they didn't let her come to the 20-year reunion because I guess they were trying to prove a point. Like, hey, J.K., you're not going to get to go to the HBO Max reunion. Okay, 7 million, 8 million. J.K. has F you money. So she's not really worried
In my
about
opinion,
your opinion. Sorry.
everybody constantly asks this woman for more details about the series itself. When you're a fan, you want to know as much as possible, and when you have an author that's still alive and can expand on it or give details, you're going to browbeat them. And eventually, with a billion people asking her questions, she's going to say something that not everybody's going to agree
and who
with.
cares? Who cares whether somebody agrees with your opinion?
Right.
You know, if there's a lot of musicians that I like. I like their music, but I don't like the musician. A lot of actors I like.
Yeah.
I love the roles they play, but I don't like the actor themselves.
Right.
I mean, you have to be able to, you know, if you have any common sense whatsoever, you have to be able to separate that.
Yeah, you can be a horrible person but still have skills.
Right. So anyway.
So the second movie came out in 2002 and was called The Chamber of Secrets. There was an elf, a house elf called Dobby. He came to Harry Potter, basically tried to give him a warning of bad things to come. And the thing was that wasn't the only warning he got. He also got a warning literally written in blood on a wall that basically said an era of a Slytherin was going to start murdering Muggles.
Yeah, Dolby was pretty good CGI. He's right up there with Gollum, in my opinion.
Yeah. So that was the basics of that movie, was that Harry Potter and his friends, kind of like Scooby-Doo, got together and started investigating.
Yeah.
Can you do a Dobby imitation?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Y'all need to send us your all's imitation. So in 2004, The Prisoner of Azkaban came out, and a killer named Sirius Black had escaped, and everybody assumed he was coming to take out Harry Potter, basically murder him. And so Dumbledore was trying to train people on how to protect themselves. The Ministry of Magic literally took some of the Dementors, which protected the prison, and tried to have them protect the school itself, which them guys in their own right was just scary as all get out. I mean, they literally sucked the soul out of anybody. They didn't give a crap whether you were bad or good. If you just got in their way, they were going to... Okay, so here's what I thought, a little interesting tidbit. She had come up with the ideal of Dementors because basically with the depression that she was fighting, and that's how she came up with Dementors.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, basically soul suckers.
Yeah.
So then, let's see. One of the spells that was taught to the children was the Patronus spell. A lot of the spells can actually be translated. This spell actually reads Expecto Patronum, which basically literally in Latin means I await a guardian, which is, I thought was pretty cool. A lot of the spells, you just think it's mumbo jumbo, but it's actually
put some thought into it.
Yeah, she actually put a lot of thought into it.
It's like the series when it started out was real lighthearted.
Yeah,
and then it got darker.
It did. It really did.
As it got along,
and especially for something that was supposed to initially be geared towards kids, and they so much made it geared towards kids that Ron Weasley, he was supposed to be like dropping the F-bomb every other word and stuff like that. And
was it that in the books?
No, but they took it away because they
Okay.
wanted kids to read it. You couldn't have them say, well, screw you, Harry, or something like that. You know, so then in 2005, the Goblet of Fire came out. And basically it was all the magical schools. Now, did you know there was more than one magical school?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had like Gryffindor and Slytherin. And...
No. Those are the houses in the school. The houses in the school is Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Gryffindor, and Ravenclaw. So they're broken up. And those are basically houses that were the people who originally founded Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Made those groups. Okay.
Yeah.
But there are actually other magical schools around the world. So they get together once a year and have this thing called the Goblet of Fire. And people put their name in there. Harry Potter's name ended up in it, although he wasn't eligible, and his name ended up getting drawn. Kind of irritated Dumbledore. But there's a Livermore, or Livermony, in the United States. Now I'm going to butcher these names. Correct me in the comments. Castelibraxo in Brazil. Mahodo Corodo in Japan. Udagahuda in Africa, and then Hogwarts, which is in. Do you know where Hogwarts is?
No.
Okay.
It's over in Britain somewhere?
No, it's actually Hogwarts was located in Scotland.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Scotland's part of Britain, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So, then in 2007 they released the movie The Order of the Phoenix. So the Ministry of Magic, the leader of the ministry, his name was Cornelius Fudge. He feared that Dumbledore was going to take his position in the Ministry of Magic.
Yeah.
So then he sent a Doris Umbridge to become the teacher of the dark arts. And she came up with a lot of new rules and regulations for the kids. And so the kids, under Harry's guidance, came up with a group of people, and they called themselves Dumbledore's Army. And so when they got caught, Dumbledore got in trouble. They knocked him away from being the headmaster and all this other stuff.
So who would win in a wizard battle? Dumbledore or Gandalf?
You know, it's
Gandalf.
I would think Gandalf, but here's why I say that. Because if you go into Dumbledore's office,
Yeah.
there is a wall of great wizards, posters, or not posters, but portraits of these great wizards.
Yeah.
Guess who one of them is?
I don't know.
Gandalf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Gandalf is actually, I don't know if they were considered canon or if they're a part of the same universe.
Yeah, maybe just tipping the hat.
Yeah, but they but Gandalf's portrait is in Dumbledore's office.
Yeah.
So I would say Gandalf because he was around beforehand.
Just inquiring minds want to know.
Why not? Right? I mean, let's see. So anyway, in 2009, there was the Half-Blood Prince, where a group of people, these are the ones wearing these crazy-ass masks, they were called Death Eaters, and they were loyal to Lord Voldemort. They got together and they started wreaking havoc in Hogwarts. They literally took over the Ministry of Magic. And so, basically, Dumbledore was trying to prep Harry Potter in order to fight Lord Voldemort. Now, Lord Voldemort, I don't know if you know who that is. Do you know who that is?
Yes, that flat-faced guy with no nose.
Right. So basically, his name was Tom Riddle. He was a tutelage of Dumbledore when he was younger.
Yeah.
And then he learned to break his soul up into pieces and hide them into objects.
Yeah, there's Holocrux.
Horcrux. Yeah.
Holcrux. Yeah.
Horcrux.
Yeah.
And so that was basically...
So how many movies were there? Were there 9 or 8?
Well, there was, I believe there was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Harry Potter movies, but there was only like 7 books, but the last 2 books were actually broke into 2 movies.
Okay, I got you.
Right?
Yeah, got to make that money.
Right?
So part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, which was the Deathly Hallows.
Okay.
So in the first Deathly Hallows in 2010, basically Harry Potter and friends got together to destroy the Horcrux. And so the Death Eaters were basically at that point had complete control of the Ministry of Magic. And at that point, the same elf that had warned Harry Potter ended up getting killed in that movie. Real sad. The way I got into watching the movies to begin with is...
So Dobby?
Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby died. Dobby died. I bet that was sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I saw it, but like I said, it's kind of like it didn't really stick with me.
Right. So I got into it by trying to introduce something new to my daughters.
Yeah.
And we would actually get blind bags and stuff.
And that's what these are. These are all
blind bag wands. These are some of these are fairly new. And, yeah, it was fun. We would watch a movie and then open a blind bag, and we would take turns. Each one of us would take a turn getting something.
So do you know who each one of these wands belong to?
Okay. Well, let me finish up the movies.
All
and
right,
then we'll go to the
okay.
movies.
All right.
So,
Sorry, man.
so part 2 of the Deathly Hallows is basically the showdown between Voldemort and Harry Potter. Voldemort. Okay, so you're not supposed to pronounce the T according to what they say in the books, but Voldemort, he tried to use, this was Dumbledore's wand. This is called the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
And he tried to use that against Harry Potter, but Harry Potter was actually considered the rightful owner of that wand.
Yeah.
So the spell kind of backfired and took him out as well. Now, one of the Horcruxes we were talking about that needed to be destroyed was Harry himself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so Voldemort wasn't going to die unless Harry died, and Harry couldn't die unless Voldemort died. So it's kind of a...
That's quite a conundrum.
Yeah, right? Let's see. So as far as the wands, there's actually like a backstory behind this one. The Elder Wand. There was 3 brothers, and they faced death themselves trying to pass over a bridge.
Yeah.
One asked for the Sorcerer's Stone, another one asked for a Cloak of Invisibility, and another one asked for the Elder Wand. And they used those to hide themselves from death itself. So that's its backstory. Every wand has like made of a particular wood. It has a certain core, whether it's unicorn hair or a phoenix feather or something like that.
So you like to make custom things. I know you made yourself a custom Doctor Who screwdriver.
Right.
And so, did you ever make yourself a custom wand?
I've made several different wands. I made wands for each one of my daughters, and I've made a few wands for myself.
Yeah.
But I made them according to what real people who practice magic, you're supposed to measure it from the inside of your wrist to your fingertips. These aren't like 15 inches long like they were in the movies.
Yeah.
These are more downsized for shelf use or something like that.
Yeah.
So because of the popularity and because of the fan base, other things got brought up as far as like there was a book mentioned in one of the movies which is called The Fantastic Beast, and they actually spawned off 2 movies because of that book, which was Fantastic Beasts: Where to Find Them and Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
And aren't they making some kind of Dumbledore movie, like the early ages of Dumbledore?
I don't know.
Seemed like I saw a trailer for that the other day, and it made me think. I knew you were doing Harry Potter, our next video.
I know they done the 20th anniversary thing here lately.
Yeah.
Before that, they'd come out with a book called The Cursed Child, which was supposed to be like the further stories of Harry Potter's son. And but it's not good. It's not good, and the fans don't care for it. And
Who's writing it?
J.K. Rowling and a couple of other people together wrote it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people won't even consider it canon.
Oh, really?
It's so bad.
Yeah.
They literally were thinking about making a play out of it. So let's see. Let me give you some fun facts about Harry Potter.
Go for it, brother.
So the books have been translated into 77 different languages. Let's see. The books was the whole story that she came up with had been turned down by 22 different publishers before she found somebody to actually publish her book.
They regret that, don't they?
Yeah, right? Let's see. So in order to get into the Ministry of Magic, there's like a phone booth you got to go through, and you got to type in 62442, which if you use an old school flip phone,
yeah,
you know how you had to hit numbers to spell things?
Yeah.
Well, if you hit those numbers, it actually spells out the word magic.
That's cool.
Right? Yeah.
Didn't they have to run through a wall or something?
That was to get to 9 1/2 terminal at the train station to get
I
on.
figured that's what happened to Voldemort's face. Oh, it was so flat.
He should have weaved when he
ran into the
walked.
wall. Yeah.
Let's see. Daniel Radcliffe, as we're talking about wands, he literally broke 80 different wands during the makings of Harry Potter's because he kept taking them and using them like drumsticks. If I was in the prop department,
He was just a kid.
not there towards the last, he wasn't. I would either have gave him a plastic wand or a rubber wand or something, but that would, I wouldn't have had that crap. So,
I wonder if he'll go on to do anything else.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know he was in a movie called Sin
Who's that?
City
Oh.
that I really like.
Radcliffe? Yeah, he was in a TV series there for a while, too. Another thing I thought was kind of amusing was John Williams did some of the music.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know
and
that.
at the same time, he was doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
The newer Star Wars. So,
Yeah, the sucky one.
well, where there's this assassin, the woman that, I think her name was Ham or something.
Something like that, yeah.
She was running from
I try to block that.
Obi-Wan
The sequels, I try to block that.
Well, come to find out, he used the same music that he used during the Quidditch tournament,
Tournament? Yeah.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
To using that chase scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, good for you, John.
Yeah, right? Like,
That's called recycling.
Yeah, why not? Let's see. What was one of the movies? Lord Voldemort was not even mentioned in. The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
He never was mentioned, never even seen or nothing. It was like the whole film went without even mentioning him.
So, of all the 8 movies, which ones did you like the best?
I kind of like the first one because it kind of got me hooked.
Yeah, I like the first one the best.
Right.
And then what was the least favorite?
My least favorite was probably the one where it had that Doris, the woman who was taking over the ministry, where the Ministry of Magic was afraid that Dumbledore was going to run him out.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one. It was just like
it wasn't much.
Too weird.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. In her office was these dishes that had these kittens on them.
Yeah.
Well, those were actual videos that they went and adopted 22 different kittens.
Yeah.
And videotaped them, and then had to readopt them after the movie so they could find these cats a home. I don't know why you couldn't just.
Yeah, just get a random cat picture.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh.
Any questions?
Any questions as far as Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this was a real cash cow for J.K. And for the movie studio that put it on. I don't think they'll ever quite let it die. I mean, you got to. Most movie studios beat a horse until it's dead, and then continue beating.
Well, I mean, close to 20 years, it has been a cash cow.
Yeah. Now, doesn't it have a theme park somewhere?
Yeah, there's they have a theme park, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
A lot of fans go on this website called Pottermore, where J.K. Rowling adds more information about the Wizarding World. So that's a big thing. Plus, you can find out what house you're in. You can find out what your Patronus is and things like that. So that's still a thing as well.
Yeah.
A lot of big fans of Harry Potter. And I understand.
Well, let's see. Well, what about our giveaway?
Our giveaway is actually all these wands. Right?
Really?
Yeah, you get all 9 wands.
Yeah, because I mean, there's like 3 here that you can't see very well.
Yeah.
So you give them away, man.
This is Malfoy's.
Yeah.
This is Hermione's. This is Lord Voldemort's. You got to hold. Whenever you get it, make sure you take a picture of yourself, like holding it just the way you are.
Well, that's pretty neat. That's a pretty good giveaway, man.
And then you get some of the Death Eaters wands as well.
Well, who won our last giveaway?
Our last video game.
Yeah, the video gaming was our last video.
Fred Hall Direct Edition.
All right, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Fred
buddy.
Hall Direct Edition.
Right?
and he has a YouTube channel himself.
Right?
Yeah, and
Maybe we'll go over some of the stuff he won.
might want to give a special thanks to Troy, who sent me a Savage Sword of Conan, which I didn't ask for, but that was nice. He knew I was a Conan fan, and he's a subscriber, and so he sent this to me. Just got it today.
That's pretty cool.
I'll be looking at it tonight, and that was very, very nice. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And let's see, what else? Anything else?
Oh, want to apologize for not being able to go to the Frankfurt Comic Con.
Yeah.
We both come down with COVID within days of each other.
He's had COVID twice.
Yeah.
I've had that was my first bout with it, and you always got to try to outdo me, don't you? So I guess if I get it again, you're gonna have to get it again, just so you can be one up on me. Yeah. But anyway, we survived. All right, man, we survived. All right, that's great.
We definitely will be at. What month is the next Frankfurt Comic Con?
July. I actually contacted Carmine with Frankfurt Comic Con.
Awesome.
He was very, very nice. Very quick response. Got back with me, and he said we could take the money that we spent on our booth and transfer it to July, and so we didn't lose that. So that was very, very nice of him. So we look forward to seeing you guys. We know some of you came out and wonder why we wasn't there.
Yeah, we're really sorry.
Yeah, we were sick. So, but we're better now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, man. You done?
I think I'm done.
All right, I'm done.